analysis on this, we can speak to Galip Dalay, who's joining us. He works for the Sharq Forum. Galip, good to speak to you as always. So we've just heard that press conference there from Fatma Betel-Saya Kayan, condemning and denouncing Dutch actions in the strongest possible terms. Where do we go from here?
Well, even though this morning both Prime Ministers tried to de-escalate the tension, nevertheless, this crisis will have a stain on the relationship, and going forward, probably we'll see more diplomatic retaliation coming from the Turkish forces' actions. So it's not going to just stop here. And what I see, despite all the attempt to de-escalate this, I think this is a consequential crisis. This is a consequential event because the treatment of the Turkish minister in Holland is being perceived as unacceptable, not just by the government, by public. So a government that is also driven by the public sensitivity, but also diplomatic requirements, will probably take some actions against this. And these actions probably is going to take in the form of the diplomatic form, probably like some of the diplomats from Netherlands or the politician from Netherlands might have a similar treatment or might have difficulties when traveling to Turkey. This is, we will see in the upcoming days.
And Galip, I mean, it strikes me that this could have been solved quite easily, as Kilmeny was saying, by just maybe putting off this rally until after the Dutch elections, because what it seems like is that Mark Rutte has had to lurch to the right to try and cut off Geert Wilders and make sure that he seems as hard line against immigrants in his country, so has come out with this statement banning Turkish politicians from travelling.
Well, I mean, politicians everywhere being driven by the public sensitivities or the political calendars is understandable, but nevertheless, basic standards needs to be upheld no matter what. Here we are talking about some basic standards being violated, like a ministry being deported, like an embassy being unjustifiably attacked, like the protester attack. So here what we are talking about is the basic requirements or the basic standards of the diplomatic nicety or the diplomatic rules being trampled upon it. So therefore, yes, a rescheduling could have taken place, but as far as I'm concerned, that was not also, this option did not went well with the Dutch as well too. Unfortunately, what we see is that in order not to lose ground to the xenophobic or the anti-immigrants or the Islamophobic parties in Netherlands or in all over Europe, the mainstream parties start to acquire more and more flavor of these these radical or the marginal groups. What we are witnessing here is the tone and the political agenda being set not by the mainstream party, not by the parties at the center, but by the parties at the fringe, the radical one, the racist one, the marginal one, and this is likely to bode ill for the European democracy, the citizen of Europe, because in the end, the populist tide cannot be stopped by further populism. So it is understandable that the political parties rely on the popular support, but a contest of the populism cannot be won by the mainstream by going for further populism.
Okay, Galip Dalay there joining us. Thank you very much for your analysis.